Hey everybody, good evening. It's Monday evening. I'm David Paul. We're in the KHOU 11 Weather Center with your complete weather update. And we find ourselves in the middle of another sort of mini mighty heat wave. Last week we had 3 days where we were close to or a little above 100 degrees. This week, today we hit 98. I think tomorrow we hit 100, and then Wednesday's probably 98. So that's our mini heat wave before we go into Thursday, Friday. Rain chances will increase then and knock the heat wave down a bit, and we'll get rain and thunder showers, especially as we head into the end of the work week. Friday and Saturday and Sunday we'll have numerous scattered showers and thunderstorms to cool us off and chase us off the soccer field or the tennis court or the barbecue, whatever it is you're doing. So as we head into the weekend, rain chance is going to go back up. Again, today, 98, normal is 95, record is 103, set on this day back in 1995. And as we look at records across the area at our official recording sites, we were hot today, but nowhere near the records. College Station had a high of 95 today. The record today in College Station for the day is 105, set back on that day in 1995. It was a hot day. Bush, 103 is the record, set back on this day in 1995. So that was a hot one, which is kind of strange because most of our records, most of our high temperature records for summer were either set in 2011 or 1980. Those are the last two massive heat and drought years. So every now and then we'll have a hot day that didn't occur then. This was the day back in 1995. Hobby had a high of 96, records 101, set in 99. And then Galveston 92, records 95, set back in 98. Galveston was only 3 degrees away from a record high today. Beautiful evening. It's hot and humid. It's summer in Houston. 89 in Galveston as we tick past 6:30 this evening. Sugar Land hanging on to 95. It's still 97 at Bush, only one off the high of today of 98. Tomball's at 94, Brenham 94, Conroe's at 90. Factor in the humidity, feels like 99 in Galveston, where it's a beautiful evening. There's the swing at Pleasure Pier going full blast. Sugar Land feels like 101, Wharton feels like 102, Conroe feels like 98, Huntsville feels like 103. We'll have similar heat index values tomorrow, maybe a little bit hotter tomorrow. So it's below heat advisory criteria. That usually we have to get to 107, 108 on the heat index to get a heat advisory. We don't have that, but it is certainly hot enough to where you have to look out for each other, especially little kids and the elderly. They're most susceptible to big heat days like we have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. As far as rain goes, man, it's been almost nothing. We had a couple of isolated showers. Pearland, Friendswood, you guys actually got wet earlier this afternoon. That shower now gone. Showers weakening just to the east of Siena, Fort Bend County, northern Brazoria County. And this one I wanted to zoom in on here over Cloverleaf and Channelview and Beaumont Place has now vanished. So Uvalde Road is damp, but it's dry now. Let's see. Okay, and this shower is just hanging on here. Southern portions of Austin County. There's I-10, there's Highway 36, southern Austin County. That shower now weakening, and it's about to fizzle out. And so things are going to be quiet for the rest of the evening. They'll be sticky. Still 87 by 9 o'clock. Still feeling like about 98 by 9 o'clock. And then we'll be in the mid to low 80s as we go past midnight into the wee hours of Tuesday morning. Heat, the southeast central U.S., mid-Mississippi Valley, dominated by heat advisories and heat warnings. Extreme heat warning from Memphis to St. Louis to near Alexandria, Louisiana. That goes into tomorrow. We've got extreme heat watch for portions of Florida, the orange heat advisory. Houston, Southeast Texas, we're close to the heat advisory for Northeast Texas, but we're not included in it. We're just below official heat advisory criteria for our area. Heat index values well over 100 today and tomorrow. Jackson, Mississippi, for example, forecasting a heat index value of 107. That's tomorrow afternoon. Our heat index value is around 101. Dallas, 104. They're in the heat advisory. Up in Big D for tomorrow. And the reason for this is a big dome of high pressure. That's the heat dome. Now, it's making the heat. We're going to talk about the heat with that in just a minute, but I wanted to show you this evening a couple of things with this broad weather pattern. First of all, helping to pull in Pacific moisture over the mountains of Mexico into New Mexico and up into Colorado. That's the monsoon. Monsoon season, that's it. It's a shift in the wind, brings in moisture out the Pacific, and some years, just every day, it'll bring scattered showers and thunder showers to the Mountain West, and that's what it has been doing and continues to do. So that's part of the big clockwise flow around that mountain of air, the high pressure dome that's keeping us so hot right now. Now, on the edge of these heat domes, we often call that area the ring of fire, because along the edge you get these thunder showers. And up here across the northern plains, there are the ingredients in place that could produce some dangerous weather up here tonight. In fact, look at South Dakota. Notice the yellow and red block boxes. So these are active severe thunderstorm warnings in yellow, active tornado warnings in red. Look at that hook echo right there showing rotation with that thunderstorm south of Platte, South Dakota. There's Huron, South Dakota. So looking at the setup here, it is got the attention of the Storm Prediction Center, and they're suggesting a 4 out of a 5 threat for severe weather up here out of South Dakota into Minnesota, into northern Iowa, perhaps stretching into Illinois. That's tonight. They're on weather watch up here for sure, and even a derecho. The ingredients for a derecho are in place up here. That's something that we know a lot about after last spring's derecho with 100-mile-an-hour winds knocked out power and trees down across our area. So that's the stormy part of the ring of fire around what dominates the United States weather pattern right now. That's the center of the heat ridge right there. That's why we went to 98. It's close to us. Tomorrow and Wednesday, it is going to move right over us. So our hottest days tomorrow and Wednesday, 98, 99, 100 for high actual air temperatures in Houston, and then they'll have heat advisory for North Texas and into the Central Plains going through Wednesday. After that, things are going to change. That high is going to split, and in doing so, it will create a valley. Mountain of air here, mountain of air here, a valley of air, and that allows storms to develop. And so that's why we're going to raise rain chances as we head into Friday, August the 1st, and Saturday and Sunday. That trough stays in place as well. So 40% rain chance going into Friday, 50-50 chance for scattered thunderstorms going into Saturday and Sunday. That's when rain chances will rise and temperatures will react by falling to or a little below normal as we head into the coming weekend. Until then, hot, 100 Tuesday, at least 98 on Wednesday. And then we get a break Saturday and Sunday in particular. Regional forecast across the area, scattered clouds across the deep south, 100 for Houston tomorrow. That's our forecast. Data having trouble coming in on this map. I'll have to work on that. And there you can see the monsoon cloud cover coming into the Mountain West. Okay, that's enough of that. Across the United States, warmer than normal. This is NOAA's outlook going out a little further in time. August 3rd through the 7th, we're in the above normal temperature zone, a little cooler than normal across the east United States, Carolinas, Virginias, and then cooler across the Pacific Northwest into Idaho. Hurricane season, we're getting closer to the statistically busy time for hurricane season. It really ramps up. There's August 1st, middle of August is when the activity usually really picks up. September 10th is the peak, and then it drops off. After that, going into October, a little secondary peak, second half of October, and then it drops off quickly as things cool off into the end of October and November. So we're still in what is usually the quiet part of hurricane season, and things are quiet out there. Latest forecast from Colorado State, thinking we'll have 16 storms. 14 is normal. They're forecasting 8 hurricanes and 3 major hurricanes this season. That would be Cat 3 or above. So far, we have not had a hurricane. We've had 3 weak, very short-lived tropical storms, Andrea, Barry, and Chantal. If we do get to 16 named storms, that'll take us all the way to Pablo on the names list. Just a quick look at water temp anomaly. Temps on the sea surface out here are running a little bit above normal. So, check the box for plenty of heat energy over the ocean right now, but nothing out there that is becoming a tropical system. As we look at the satellite over the past 6 hours, a few scattered clouds over the Gulf, nothing forming here. Scattered thundershowers coming off of Central America, Nicaragua, and Honduras, nothing forming there. We do have a couple of clusters of showers along the intertropical conversion zone out here in the open Atlantic, but nothing showing any signs of forming. And one of the big reasons is another plume of dust is forecast to come off the west coast of Africa, stream across the central and open Atlantic Ocean all the way to the United States. And we've talked about this. That dust is a sinking, dry layer of air that is exactly the opposite of what you need to get tropical storm formation. So it's helping to limit the storm production out there, at least for now. Tuesday's numbers, morning low near 80. I wanted to say high temperature because that's the high quite often in Houston, but normal, we'll have a low temperature of 78. High temp goes to 100. Heat index values 103, 104 to 105 or so. So take all your hot weather precautions. Hot Wednesday, at least 98 on Wednesday. 97 Thursday, could be an isolated shower, but really rain chances pick up noticeably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as that trough, that valley in between the two mountains of air I showed you, opens the door for a good chance for rain and scattered afternoon thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even into Monday. Okay, that's where we stand on this Monday evening. Have a great evening, everybody.